Welcome. And the question today from Hikamos is, partners of sleep talkers or sleepwalkers, what gems have you to share? Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his llama pen, so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. Oh boy, let's get ready for some drama. Betamax Theory answered. My wife will tell me the next day when I do this. Her favorite story to tell is that she woke up in the middle of the night to find me slowly walking out of our bedroom. She is like, "Are you okay? What are you doing?" I am like, "There's somebody downstairs in the kitchen, unrolling the tinfoil." Okay. What's your plan? I'm going to stop them. Shall we get a bit more sleep then both go down together? Okay. And I went back to bed. Subsequent investigations found a small plastic bag on the floor, near my head, being rustled by the movement of the curtain and the window being open. Dad joke Dame answered with. He farted very loudly and proceeded to say, "You got the wrong guy." J Wolf 886 answered. My girl woke up one night and said, "Did you find your rocks?" And I asked her what she was talking about. And she said, "I don't know, I'm just trying to make conversation." And promptly went back to sleep. She has no recollection of this. Axton77 followed up with, "Well, you obviously weren't being talkative enough." Live 832 answered. My boyfriend woke me up the other day by gently putting his fingers in my mouth. And I kept moving my head out of the way until eventually I was like, "Can you stop that?" He then sounded genuinely upset and asked why I woke him up as he was having a really nice dream about feeding a deer. Brilliant. Iggykins followed up with, "Oh my heck, I had something similar happen. I'd gotten up to use the bathroom and our soap is lemon scented. When I had just gotten back to sleep, I woke up to my husband trying to eat my fingers. He said he was dreaming of eating lemon heads." You know, I don't know what to say about this one. If this were to happen in my house, my trusty robot would just rush into the room and shout, "Danger, danger, Fred Robinson." Good lord, Eakins. It seems like you almost lost a hand there. Next. Quack Curls answered with, My boyfriend either recites postcodes, delivery driver, or calls the dog in his sleep. So either he is mad no one is responding to his postcode nonsense or I get a flying 30-kilo dog to my body. Everyone's mama followed up with, my husband is a delivery driver as well. He's tried to make me sign for packages in his sleep. Lol. Dusty Old Bones then answered. My aunt likes to tell the story about her and my cousin sharing a hotel room one time. My aunt woke up having to pee and found my cousin sitting up in bed with her arms folded across her abdomen, kind of rocking back and forth and giggling quietly. When my aunt asked her what she was doing, my cousin said, "I'm holding a baby and it has an adult smile." I found this story deeply unsettling. Border Weaver followed up with, "Get that holy water." Stunning Lizard answered. Not my current partner but my ex-boyfriend sometimes talks in his sleep. And the funniest story was this one time. I was still up reading a book and I hadn't noticed that he was already asleep next to me. Suddenly he bursts out, "Will you just give me the effing yogurt already, Shannon?" in a flawless British accent and scares the poop out of me. We're both German and none of our first languages include English. We didn't know a Shannon. He's lactose intolerant. You know. Ha ha ha. Sounds like somebody is busted. Eyes Like a Crab answered. Fantastic sleep songs with lyrics which are utterly bizarre. My two absolute favorites have been, "Oh whoa whoa, it's a corner cat. Obey my rules, and you'll always be a country cowboy." Repeated about 5 times and finished with a yeah. The G-Man 109 answered. So this one time while my significant other was sleeping, she randomly reaches over and starts to pet my leg softly. When I asked her what she's doing, she looks at me like I'm stupid and says, "What does it look like?" "I'm petting this fluffy baby penguin." Then pauses for a second, pats my leg again and blurts out, "Wait, this isn't a penguin." I have never laughed so hard over someone talking in their sleep. Thud 4444-1 answered. My wife started screaming one night that she was lost in the local grocery store, and that no matter where she went she couldn't find her way out. I asked her, has she tried checking out at the cash registers? She then looked at me and said in her most sincere voice, "That's why you are the smartest person I know." And she rolled over and fell back asleep. A95Z answered. One night, my boyfriend woke me up in the middle of the night, tapping me on my shoulder. He put his finger on his mouth, whispered shush to me, then pointed at the door and told me I can hear something, don't move. Predictably, I nearly shit my pants. All the worst possible scenarios crossed my mind, and the moment of silence after he shushed me felt like hours. Then, he started waving his hands and talking about Tetris, the twirlies, I don't know, and making sure we don't align. And that's how I learned my boyfriend talks in his sleep. Gulmon answered. Ex-roommate talked in his sleep. Once he cried out, "No Gandalf." Luby Hardcore followed up with, "Don't tempt me, Frodo." Cocamello answered. My grandfather was a hard sleep talker. My grandmother has a funny story. One day my grandfather while sleeping was saying, "Do I punch this asshole?" My grandmother replied, "Yeah, punch him." Then, my grandfather in his sleep punched her. Guinea Pigs Airbay followed up with, I woke up one night when my husband started flailing around in the bed. It shocked me and I shouted, "What's wrong?" Then he punched me in the face. I yelled out and started crying, then he woke up and shouted, "What's wrong?" He dreamt he was being chased and then turned round and punched them. Wait. I have another one. My mom, who is in her 80s, often falls asleep in her chair while I'm visiting her. She sleep eats. Not real food, but she goes through the motions of holding a plate and bringing food to her mouth. It's hilarious watching her. I asked her once if it was nice, and she said yes, it's very tasty. Edit. Thanks folks for the awards. Holy throwaway Batman answered. Once my ex said, "Horse. That's all? Just horse." But with a sense of urgency. The same ex told me I once sat straight up in bed and mumbled, "Jesus, Grandma, you scared the poop out of me." I had been dreaming that I was in bed at night and my grandma, still alive at the time, wandered into the room and stood at the end of the bed with a blank stare. Micro Panis answered with, my wife was mumbling a lot and suddenly shouted, "Donkey kick," as she kicked me in my shin. So, that was fun. Pagurus Longicarpus then answered. Years ago, my wife was mumbling in her sleep and seemed a bit upset. I wanted to comfort her, without waking her up too much, so I said, "Honey, you're fine. Do you know where you are?" She slugged me in the arm, and said, "I'm in place where punch buggies are seen first." She then rolled over and muttered to herself, "Chugga chugga chugga buggy," and went back to sleep. She didn't remember a thing the next morning. Catan Settler answered. My mom sleepwalks sometimes. When she was in the middle of her residency, she came into my room in the middle of the night and sharply asked, "Did you give patient her dose of medication, like I asked you to 15 minutes ago?" I groggily replied, "Who? Wha?" She just huffed and said, "Well, I guess that answers my question," before turning around and leaving. Without closing the door, of course. She didn't remember a thing about it the next morning. Metal Barbie answered. He got up, went into the kitchen and ate one bite of a mini pecan pie, no fork. Just a straight bite. Then apparently remembered he hates pecan pie and left it stacked neatly on the little box. Another time he sat up and stared straight ahead at the wall, didn't respond to me asking what was wrong. He stood up, walked into the wall, then stood there like he was contemplating the barrier. He just backed up exactly as he came, sat down and swung back into bed like nothing happened. That was creepy. M0nster6884 answered. Napping with a boyfriend. A loud noise wakes me, but Hess still out. Me, what was that? Him, either a tree or a magic eraser. And finally, Bastard Wing answered. I've been told that, as a child, my father would regularly sleepwalk into his dad's bedroom and urinate in his work shoes. Ha ha ha. Okay. What a great note to go out on. All I can say is, the end. Well, there you have it. A perfectly great question answered by a bunch of fine and honorable citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. Also hit that silly little bell too to ensure you get the latest videos. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. I think he found more drama for me to share with you. See you soon.